Hi, my name is Lori Infantino, and I want to talk to you about the 4 designations that are offered through the Insurance Community University. We're very proud of these designations, and we think it's important for all people in the industry to think of themselves as professionals, have professional training, not think about education just for CE purposes. Also important to get people on track so that they're motivated to meet certain goal sets. So the 4 designations that we have began in 2017, and that was the CCIP. CCIP is a construction designation, and it is appropriate for any insurance agent, broker, insurance company that works with that industry. And if you do, you know how complex that industry can be. It is an 11-part series, and it covers such topics as green construction, builder's risk, installation floater, commercial general liability as relates to a contracting risk, floaters, soft cost, construction contracts, construction defect. So it offers 11 different parts. Each one of those parts is a 2-hour session. After the designation on construction, we decided we wanted to put together a designation in commercial lines. And the difference in this is that what we've done is we have matched the insurance exposures to the various types of business segments, which we felt wasn't really being done in a lot of the offices that we had audited. This is going to be a 12-part series, and it also differs in that each of these classes is now 3 hours. It's essential for all people who write commercial accounts. What's really nice about this series is that each one of the courses has a checklist for you. And so when you actually in real life go out to see these kinds of customers, you're going to have some benchmarks that you can meet in terms of making certain you write the right coverages. So these are the examples of what we cover in business segments: the nonprofit industry, technology, manufacturing, retail wholesale, auto garage, property management, the food industry, the hospitality industry, healthcare industry, and then our last segment is on educational institutions. The next designation is for personal lines, anybody that's operating in the personal lines industry. Oftentimes people think that personal lines insurance is less difficult than commercial lines, and I would differ with that. Especially in today's market, where the market really is dried up in so many areas. Coverages are difficult to find, pricing is doubled and quadrupled, and a lot of this is due to natural disasters and also just lack of price promulgation in the past. So it really has changed. This landscape has changed. This is a 12-part series. Each course is 2 hours, and we're going to be covering such topics as the personal auto policy, the homeowners, the condominium, personal cyber risk, and then we're even going to be covering farm owners. The last designation we designed is workers' compensation, the WCIP. Again, a 12-part series. Each one is going to be 2 hours. This particular course study is important, actually essential, for anybody working in commercial lines. I also believe it's a great series to begin with new commercial lines producers, because every commercial account needs workers' compensation. And oftentimes it's a feeder coverage into other lines of insurance. And so it's a great way for them to sort of get their feet wet and begin the process of learning insurance. This 12-part series will cover such issues as work comp experience modification, alternative risk funding, claims handling, Medicare set-asides and workers' comp, benefits, and the actual policies, of course, and the variance from state to state. So how do you go about getting the designation? Any university member can attend these classes as part of their university membership and does not have to pay any additional fee for the class itself. They may have to pay a licensing fee or a CE fee if it is required by the state. What happens now is if you want to sign up for the designation, even if you're a university member, you're going to sign up for the class, and there will be a separate checkout item that will ask you if you want to be part of the designation program. If you are a university member, there will be a charge of $35 per class. If you are a non-university member, that cost will be $85 a class if it is a 2-hour course, or $105 a class if it is the CLIC 3-hour class. At the end of the course, each attendee will be sent the test. The test is a 10-question multiple choice test, and the questions come off the information you received in that class, and every participant has a copy of that PowerPoint. You have 48 hours to take that exam, and you must score 70% or higher. We give you 2 opportunities to take that test, and we encourage everybody before taking the test that they review the materials that they were sent, that they listen to the archived webinar once again, and so you have all the tools to be successful in taking that exam. You don't have to take these courses in order. So ideally, you would start off with PLIC 1 or CLIC 1, but if that wasn't possible for you, then you can start at any point in this designation and then pick the other courses up that you didn't pick up in sequence next year. Each designee is required to take 1 class a year to go ahead and recertify their designation. They can take one of the classes that was part of the series, but for each one of these designations, we have update courses. So for example, in the CLIC, we have a special class in agricultural business segment, the winery business segment. So for each one of these, we have specially designed classes that can be taken as an update. Again, we strongly suggest that people get involved in these designation programs. It's professional education. It keeps people on a track. All the information is very new. Anything that's trendy in the industry will be included. If you have any questions whatsoever on this designation, please contact Barbara at the Insurance Community University, or you can go online and you can see all the information on each of the designations. We look forward to having each and every one of you begin these programs. Thanks.